Hello, my friends. Russell Wright from Super-Intelligent AI SEO. And this is a video for our students and friends and family inside our Mighty Networks community and our paid training systems. And I just want to let all of you know what's going on with our deeper technologies. We're going to pull back the hood. We're going to open up the engine and look at some of the parts. We're going to show you what's baked into what we're doing. And hopefully you'll take a few things away with a greater understanding about the various products, how we choose to integrate them, and how we roll as a business and brand. Now, some of you have come to our community through a variety of different marketing venues, and we honor all those marketing venues. And we have to want you to understand how our brand positions ourselves in the industry and how we use all the product, services, and partners, including my 10 years building products with Jimmy Kelley, as far back as Network Empire and ThemeZoom. And you can see I was thinking today, because I met one of you who's actually been around for over 14 years, more like 15 years or more. And on my LinkedIn page, this is actually a screen grab or a picture of our 2010 live event. We had several consecutive live events that we had many speakers. Jimmy used to speak at my live events. Greg Morrison came to our live events for both mentoring, and he contributed a lot to the SEO. So what I wanted you to be aware of is that we have people in this community right now that have been around for moving upwards of 20 years. Kevin Polly is over right here in the corner. He's in our AI community. He's going to be driving some of the chatbot building and a lot of the other things. He's a master of SEO and semantic web in his own right. And he was the first one to sound the alarm that the semantic web was the anchor that was going to be used by Google to train the models that they have today as they roll out search and they roll out language model search. And Bing has already rolled all of that out. I'm saying all this because I'm going to give you a brief overview of the history of these ideas and products and how we use them today, especially the reputation boost, which will bake in all the different products that you've been talked about, that you've heard about in the various marketing venues, and how brand signals works. And we're going to show you how we use it. Okay. So we're focused primarily on reviews. We're doing this for a lot of reasons because we found out a lot of this was stuff that I learned when Jimmy and I were prototyping a lot of different products, that deep inside the Google business profile or the entity, there is grounding in the reviews. And there's something called G-static, which is inside of the network that Google uses to encrypt a lot of their codes and a lot of their locations on Google Maps. For example, you know that a lot of people will geo tag images in the Google business profile. Did you know that reviews can also be geotagged? This is one of the primary things that we've realized. So we want to take something that is very helpful for the business owner and use it for SEO, while also being very much aware that Google has completely adjusted their technology to adapt and ghost certain businesses and situations when fake reviews are being used. Okay. In fact, this is the support.google.com business thread. Massive decrease in views in Google search and maps. Thousands, tens of thousands of people has noticed in 2023-24 a massive reduction of traffic through local search. There's all kinds of contributing factors. We've analyzed a lot of it. Part of it's the new AI generation and a gigantic war happening between Microsoft and Google, if it is indeed a war. We're going to get more into that a little bit later. But there's a huge integration of all these technologies. And as Google rolled out new AI subnets, what happened is it siphoned a lot of the traffic away from fake reviews, pin drops, any GBPs that were not properly optimized or that were keyword stuffing their titles, where it had horrible reviews, or any vandalism or review farms that were being used in India, South Africa, Eurasia. So they came down hard on this stuff. Okay, and I've talked to you guys about that before. The review update is not merely about GBPs. It's essentially been claimed that it's about reviews and posts and websites and the rest. In March of 2024, quite recently, there has been a bloodbath, a massacre of sites that have been completely de-indexed, including John Mueller's own site on accident. In fact, Google has become so trigger happy with my old friend Danny Sullivan, somebody I used to hang out with at SEO conferences 2008 and 2010, who's now the head of spam director over there. These guys are in a real pickle. There's a conundrum because everybody and their mother and brother and sister and family has decided to use artificial intelligence to bring back the golden era of auto blogging. For those of you who haven't been around for 20 years, auto blogging And the software that I created in 2008, which was an auto blogging video plugin for WordPress, was designed to spit out thousands of video posts per day and index them all, driving more traffic and more sitemap activity to your website. Well, that went away for a while, and then AI comes out, and now everybody can have a more intelligent version of auto blogging where they're just able to pump out content that's mostly inane, that doesn't add value or information gain, and essentially pollute the search engines according to Google. Okay, so Google has been going back and forth with how AI should be used. But we want you to look at what's really going on behind the curtain. Google searches reviews system and your website. The review system aims to better reward high quality reviews, which is content that provides insightful analysis and original research and is written by experts or enthusiasts who know the topic well. So this is more for the all search, but this has huge spillover to Google business profiles, authentic business owners, authentic customers, now customers that leave reviews with authentic IP addresses, connect to a large network of other positive reviews. Guys, they now have artificial intelligence to filter for humans, and it affects local businesses. So what we do is we've cracked the code. We understand how to use reviews combined with good Google business profile optimization behind with brand signal behind as well as brand signals and other key components, key touch points that can all be used and all be baked into our product we call Reputation Boost for Local Boost. Okay, this is how we operate, and we're not going to get into everything that we do here, but we focus on the reviews, activating them, pulling the reviews out of the deep dark abyss, the basement that Google has put a lot of reviews in. In fact, we had a client today, actually the last a week or so, that they responded to one of our cold emails, and the email was, do you feel like your Google business profile is being shadow banned and you're just not getting the phone calls? Does it seem like the phones are strangely quiet? Okay, they just do our let us take you on. Okay, buy our Reputation Boost program. And you know what they did? They just said yes, and they activated immediately because we struck a chord, which was the phones have been strangely silent. And guess what? When we took on that client, we found out that their entire Google Business Profile CID was somehow stuck or penalized. How do we know this? I could give you a whole bunch of reasons why. One of them was that they can't even share email. No managers, no advanced managers or owners could be added. Nobody could do anything with their CID. Nobody was getting the emails from them. It was broken. Guys, we see this stuff all the time. And we're in the middle of fixing it, and we did fix it. I'm not going to tell you how we fixed it because that's secret sauce, except for our advanced training students. But we fixed it. And the reality is that we weren't kidding. We put this out. They responded, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. It's strangely quiet. There's almost no phone calls. Like, what happened all of a sudden? This is coming everywhere. If we go back to our original conversation right here, that's what this is. Massive decrease in views in Google search maps. Yep. Okay. Well, it's because of this. Low scores for your Google business profile as it relates to AI. This is one of the tools that we use. And when you have a super low score, which takes all the multivariate aspects of a Google business profile and a local business into account, you're going to pretty easily be able to tell, even in a pre-check, even if you don't have manager access to the Google business profile, that there's something very wrong. And those of you that are experts will be able to learn this very, very quickly and how to check this. And by the way, this is a very powerful conversation piece for any prospect or person that you might have who you want to help with their reviews. And by the way, hint, spoiler alert, one of the main factors on this is whether the reviews exist, if you have enough of them, and whether or not those reviews have been responded to, good or bad, by the business owner. Okay, we'll get more into that a little bit later. Okay, so let me go ahead and shrink the screen back down here again. For those of you guys who know it, there's the left rail and the right rail of Google. There's a lot more. Okay, what you saw there was the pre-analysis. Okay, here's a client that we were able to help massively. Denver Botox, there's several other keywords. You can tell we're a manager. But when she first started out, she had stuff like this going on. She looked like this, a very low quality, weak signal, overall business score. And again, there's a myriad of different things that are there. But as she began to build strength and we found out what was wrong, by the way, she had like 15 different things wrong with her entity. Not to mention the fact that we were competing with various other pin drop Google business profiles. And basically she had multiple versions of these. By the way, that's not the end of the world. That's not a business killer. But having multiple pin drops that are fake business profiles is not helpful if you do it the wrong way. It's 100% against Google's terms of service. Inevitably, they get shut down. And if you don't do it right, they can cause confusion by customers who find the business 20 miles in the wrong direction and get really upset. So when you're using these types of things, it's almost more trouble than it's worth if it's a fake location. We cleaned all that up. We activated multiple. We even used the crappy spammy ones to make her phone call start ringing. Okay. So here's the thing that happened. When she was all red, now we're just moving into the green. This is a tracker we like called Local Dominator. Guys, it's not about the tracker. You could use Local Falcon, Local Dominator. In fact, our own software, Brand Signals, also tracks those. That's not the core function of it. Okay, but it does. There's some trackers that are less accurate than other ones. Okay, and the lots of changes rolling out over at the Googleplex. They roll out all of the flag and the way that the lat and the long is done. It changes all the time. But we were able to help our client by getting her more and more green, Botox near me, medical spa near me. And you can see that we do use brand signals as one of our technologies, okay, in one of the layers of our reputation boost. Okay, you can see the massive increase of signals that she has had. This is pulled directly in from insights. Okay, so the brand signals technology created by Jimmy Kelley and managed and supported by us for quite a while now. This is a really important part of pulling it in. You don't have to pull in Google Insights in this, but you can. The way that I use this as one ingredient in the cookie we call reputation boost. In other words, we bake in a lot of things. It's not just brand signals. We use brand signals to boost the near me. Okay, you can see that lip flip near me was nowhere when we started. Let's go ahead and go back. You can see she did not have a good score. Okay, Jimmy has created a 20-point rule. 20 is probably really close to the worst you can get, not quite. Okay, that means she wasn't anywhere in that 20 to 50 mile radius for lip flip. Okay, and now you can tell that she has done really, really well. For those of you guys who ever end up using brand signals, one of the things you're going to want to look at is down here. When this goes low from here to here, down is good. It's a little bit counterintuitive, kind of like BSR for Amazon, for those of you who know that. But when it goes down, it's better. Okay. And what you'll find out, again, guys, this is a secret, which is why we have to provide technical support and teach students how the systems work. Okay. Otherwise, the illusion would be, hey, it's just all brand signals or one thing. It's a huge part of it. It's a huge ingredient, but it's not the only, in fact, by far, not even the only important ingredient. Okay. So for example, you can see we use it in a very specific way. You can see Botox near me, lip fillers near me, and we've optimized. One of the things I want you to see is you can see Botox near me is selected, and Jimmy teaches optimization points, which we do our best to check. But look, there's no optimization points here. That's because it's a near me keyword, and we've properly activated our reviews, and we've optimized the GBP before we put this into brand signals. And as a result, she's moved from a 20 to a 4.5 over the last 4 weeks. And more importantly, guys, than any map, I don't care which map you're looking at, is she getting more phone calls? Is she getting more sales? Does she just notice that, oh, where were all those phone calls during the dry years? Now it's raining. That's what you want. Okay. It's a weather report. So learning how to use brand signals, the fear that I would have is somebody would think that brand signals is the only thing that you need to do, ignore the optimization points, not understand how it connects to the big picture, and basically set it up wrong. Okay. It's not just a toy that you can easily set up. You've got to know how it works, and you have to be able to analyze your results. Okay. This is also true once we started helping her. The Botox near me started doing really well. Okay. She's at a 5.4 on that. Lip fillers near me went really well. Remember, these are all coming up from almost a 20, you guys. If you go back and look at this, she is pretty bad. Okay. And if you look at this score right here, 17.9. Okay. And now she's moving over to, she'll continue to grow. Okay. Unless something really bad happens to your business, or she changes the GBP, or she gets suspended, or something else like that. Okay. So that's the main thing for you to understand. All right. Is that is how that works. Additionally, while this product is in place, while our reputation booster, yes, we use everything from views to proper optimization of the entity. You can see that when we started moving, there was a press release here, and then it started to go up. See how the average position, let me just show you everything here. You can see all these different impressions for all the different marketing venues she has. Okay, you take this off, and you can see her average keyword. That's all the keywords in her money pile of money keywords: transactional, commercial, navigational. If you look over time, since we turned on the system, she's up here. She's at position 19.1 on average, meaning that the hundreds of keywords that she's being spike tested for by Google to see if she's relevant, see if customers like it, see if it converts. Now she's at 19.1 instead of 42.2. This will continue to go up, and she'll continue to increase until her average score is in the top 5 for all keywords. Okay, this is how the technology works. So what I'm trying to show you is that when we bake into our little reputation boost product is all of these things at the same time, because you've got to build, it's a tech stack. You've got to build them properly and know each function as you're moving along. Okay. Additionally, individual keywords. Here's a very profitable keyword for her. Okay. And I'm not going to pronounce it because it's a bacteria that has to do with women's face beautification and Botox. Okay. This is a very important term to her money term. And as time goes by, you'll begin to see that her position is number 1. She pops in and out of 13.6, but it will stabilize the longer the product's held on. Okay. The longer that we work with all the productization, all the stuff that Jimmy and I do, everything that we do with brand signals, how we properly set up the brand boost reputation boost technology, which is something that Kaylin and I built that incorporates everything that Jimmy built. This is how we do it. Okay. Additionally, we have all kinds of advanced techniques. For example, in many cases, we'll pull the client's search console into Bing, and we have proprietary methods and technologies we use to integrate that. Additionally, here are the Bing's places. If you do this properly, you're going to get a very good boost of phone calls in most situations. And this is a test that we've done and a new product we've rolled out with it, and it's getting massively excellent results. Okay, so we work on it all together to get the kind of results that we do, and this is what we're showing on Google. Okay, so the whole thing here is there's only one search engine. Okay, why, if I submit my website to Bing, am I getting tens of thousands, in some cases, tens of thousands of extra pages or thousands of extra pages indexed by Google just by submitting my site to Bing? Okay, we've seen signs more and more of collusion of these cartels, these big tech brother cartels, that they're sharing each other's data. For example, you can completely interact with your data from Bing on Google, and you can completely interact with Bing data. Okay, so this is huge. This means that they're starting to collude and share data across the board. A lot of our e-commerce products take advantage of this that Jimmy and I work with every day, but this is just something for you, important for you to know. So the whole purpose here is to have the customer stay focused on what they do best, which is reviews, and take the work off of their hands by leveraging what's already awesome, getting rid of any penalties, hitting the reset button on any kind of negative and or stuckness that they're feeling, which happens all the time, integrating all these methods, activating it in brand signals in the correct way, and then continuing to build their rankings over time. And the customer notices the phone ringing and gets super happy and wants to give you other locations. And this is how it works, guys. We've done this with cold outreach. Okay, cold outreach. All right. And so this is what we're looking at here. One thing that's worth noting as a side note is that there's so many layers to what we do that we had if you look at what we have here, this doctor really knows what is doing. We focus on the review keywords. Flywheel keywords and review keywords really matter. You would be blown away by how many times a customer client looks for reviews for certain types of businesses. Okay, and coffee shops will look at the reviews right on the Google business profile, but there's other types of like doctors and the rest they'll see. Okay, Google's rolling out their services, but you can see this doctor really knows what he's doing. This is just a byproduct of all the SEO we're doing. When you open up this URL, okay, you'll see that he's got this online billboard. This doctor really knows what he's doing. We pulled that directly from an authentic review, and we use this review for SEO to unstuck his Google business profile, to increase telephone calls, because all of it works together in a proprietary mesh. Okay, and so that's really what we're focused on here. Get them out of jail, and if they're not in jail, get the calls ringing more and more, get them a much higher score in the green, and make sure that they're getting very, very high rankings across the board. And this is really what the whole thing is about. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to Kaylin or myself. We wanted you to know about all this so that you didn't think that there's just a one-trick pony. Everybody wants the silver bullet, and we have that. You can use brand signals by itself, but it's better to know how to service a client so that they're ecstatic, so that they're getting all the levels met and future-proof what's happening with Google. Google does updates every month, practically, or at least every quarter, right? So you have to know how to. I've been in this business 24 years. I know I keep saying that, but it's important because I see the pattern. We are in a brand new day, a brand new iteration. And this iteration is AI is going to become more and more predominant. The search engines are trying to figure out what to do with it. They don't even know how to not lose shareholders. One thing I want to tell you guys as a digital prophet that I want you to understand, this massive decrease in views on Google Search Map, okay? Google has been 100% dependent on the 10 blue links for so long that they don't know anything else. What happens is when you're the king of the hill, you get complacent. And since Bing didn't have that much to lose, and they have billions of dollars of revenue through Windows, and Microsoft has all kinds of investments, and they have massive server farms, and they have massive corporate accounts that Google Workspaces could never accommodate, they can hand Google their ass, guys, especially with the acquisitions they've been making. And that's how you know what's going on. Because they were frozen, and the only way they make money is through ads and service ads, they couldn't change. They were afraid to change the left and the right rail. The left rail being the organic search and the right rail being the Google business profile. And they were too late to the party. And as a result, Bing has a massive advantage on them. And what we've seen is a massive integration, a mesh integration of both these organizations. I don't know if they're working legally or illegally together, but I can tell you this. Microsoft is becoming the king of the hill in a variety of ways, and Google is responding to that. And this technology reputation booster incorporates that knowledge at scale and is going to future-proof everything over the next few years. And we want our students, our friends and family, people in our network, we call it AI SEO for a reason. And it doesn't stop with SEO. Okay. The next search engine is Perplexity AI. There's AI search engines right now that have billions of dollars worth of funding, and they're directly positioned to take on Google, which we'll talk about in more subsequent videos. So we want to take you guys with us. And here's the one thing we want to say. You can resell this product. You can resell what we've got baked into our recipe. You can make your own recipe. You can use brand signals for one function of your recipe and execute what you want on your own. You can help, or we can help you build your agency and integrate products into it, white label, whatever you want to do. But it's important you know that the best way to organize products and service clients in an agency is to bake in the best ingredients. And it's almost never, and I mean never, about one ingredient. Okay? So we look forward to seeing you on the inside. If you would like more information, reach out to Kaylin. It's been great talking with you all intimately. And I'll see you guys really, really soon.